Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR 2. People who shove their school papers in their backpack with no binder, folder, etc. Where are you now? Not great, my dude, not great. Great, now I am extra worried for my 16-year-old. I buy binders and folders for him every year. Worry about him in general, sure. But don't worry about the binders specifically. If he's anything like me, there's nothing remotely reasonable you can do to get him to use them. If he's very much like me, he is pretty smart and that allows the no binder thing, etc. to work perfectly fine. However, at some point in his 20s he'll realize that yes, obviously he has ADHD and working on it early instead of waiting for it to cause real problems in his life was stupid. Life would have been much easier. Edit. Check out this comment thread below if you haven't. Edit 2. If you're scared about ADHD medication changing you like I was, it doesn't. You're still you, just better at doing what you want to do. It changes, I'll do it sometime, too. Maybe I should just go ahead and do it. It gives you a bit of motivation to actually start, and a bit of focus to keep doing it. But probably still not someone who's going to actually use a planner. At least that's what it did for me. And the majority, I believe, of others like us. What's wrong with the ones he didn't use last year? He outgrew them. And they're gone. Sold them for drugs. I sold drugs so he could have those binders. Circle of life. Decent office job. I no longer shove my papers into a backpack. That's what my desk drawers are for. My desk is scattered with papers and random stuff, but no one cares cause I bring in that revenue. Baby. That's what they don't teach you in school. P much. I know where all my crap is in that chaotic pile of papers and that's what matters. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I lose the receipt, and life still goes on. I prefer the important bin. I skip the backpack and trash everything I don't need immediately. Okay, I phased out while reading that. TLDR, a recycle bin isn't a shredder. Toss it in and get it out later if you need it. The recycle bin on desktops just makes so much sense now. So now let's add a shredder function to desktops as well. Edit. Microsoft. Hire me. Edit 2. Thanks for the silver kind stranger. Shoving papers in my laptop bag, tool bag, desk drawer. Snacks in there underneath those papers. Dude, snacks always come out when the papers go in. I'm working on a sweet potato farm. Like a potato farm that has a sick setup, or like a farm wherein you grow relatives to yams. Brah, this potato farm is frickin' sweet braj. It's a general farm with a sick setup that photographs poorly. Wait, do you grow generals or sweet potatoes? Now I'm a teacher who shoves his papers in his bag with no binder, folder. I always buy these nice binders which I carefully organize with different colors at the beginning of each school year. By the end of September I'm back to the good old-fashioned chaos. Edit. For those giving advice on organizing, my own system is rather efficient. I get home and then just put all the loose papers into different piles on my desk. Basically 2 piles. Correct this crap, and crap has been corrected. I go over the piles in the weekend until only crap has been corrected remains. Same, except not a teacher. I am a living illustration of entropy equals. You should nickname yourself Increment S. CH Increment NGES. Still trying to get my crap together, but this time in a more professional environment. Get your crap, put it in a backpack, so it's together. Get your crap together, summer. Pack up all your crap and take it down to the crap store. Or put it in a crap museum. I don't care. Still looking for my homework from 5th grade. I stopped looking for my homework after the teacher turned her back. I knew I didn't do it. I was just trying to milk a little pity out of the situation. I've got pity, Greg. Can you milk me? Edit. Thanks for gold and silver, everyone. I just logged for the first time since the original comment to find out how all my Reddit premium expired, haha. I got out of a ticket this way once. I jumped a subway turnstiles and got ticket checked at my stop. Pulled a handful of old tickets out of my purse and acted like it was lost in them. Wildland firefighter. Don't really have to put any papers in my bag anymore, though I do subscribe to the stuff your tent in the bag strategy over folding it. Last one out fills the shitter hole. I feel bad for the last guy who has to poop that much. That's actually how you're supposed to do it. Folding it up makes creases where it will rip early. Well, this is the best news I've heard in a while. Now I'm not lazy, I'm educated. An engineer. Still shoving my papers into a backpack. Same. An engineer. My desk is also cluttered with loose papers and pens. So one file folder with a bunch of loose documents inside it. Same. Life isn't about conforming. It's about learning what works best for you. This is going to sound like some cliche, but I actually made myself do a neat and organized filing system a few years back and I could never find anything. I went back to my own filing system, which was just, stacks of papers randomly a lot of times, but I can find where things are. Which is the most optimal caching. You know, I kind of feel like I think best spatially. If I put things filed neatly alphabetical or by type in folders, whatever, sure I can find it, but it takes me some time. With stuff that to others looks like I'm unorganized, my brain just really grasps it spatially in an easy way, so someone asks me for something or I need to find something and bam, muscle memory kicks into gear and I reach, say, third drawer on the left. This stack of papers about a third of the way into the random pile. I don't know what it is, but I can find things in seconds like this. I have a feeling I'm not that unique in this kind of way of thinking either. I bet it's related how I have this gift that you ask me where almost any object I own is at that moment. I can either directly tell you or find it within seconds. I'm someone that has literally never in my life lost or forgotten my keys, wallet or anything like that. I notice from the comments here we have a lot of people in careers like engineering. I'm wondering if this sort of knack for mechanical, mathematical, spatial thinking is related. Like we just can more quickly react to finding something by awareness of our surrounding environment and where things are than even by switching into verbal mode and reading down file cabinets and folders. I'm living on my own in a nice apartment, still shoving anything I want into whatever I want. I toast bread 3 slices to a slot. I park my motorcycle on the line between cars in the parking lot. I eat clementines whole and spit out the peel bit by bit. My computer desktop is packed with icons on the smallest size possible. I flush my toilet once a week. I listen to 2 podcasts at once, both at 2x speed. My closet is a pile of clothes roughly organized from big to small. This comment was a wild ride. I flush my toilet once a week. What the frick? Wow, I just saw what a true chaotic neutral is. My computer desktop is packed with icons on the smallest size possible. See, that's what teachers could never understand. I don't need your organization. Man, it's all digital these days. It's all right at my fingertips. I'm living with a very organized woman and it's a pretty middle-class suburban life. I got through school fine. My life changed when I got diagnosed with ADHD as an adult and started taking meds. It slipped under the radar. BC, my performance was high. I'm making an appointment for testing next month when I get my new insurance. Girls frequently get misses because they are less hyperactive and more daydreamy. I just read this book delivered from distraction and had to get a highlighter for everything that pertained to me. I lost the highlighter 3 different times, so there are multiple colors. I switched to a pen. I actually haven't finished it. I'm better at reading fiction. I did well in high school but not so much in college. We'll see. If you even slightly suspect ADHD, go read that book. Happened to me too when I started law school at 50. Started taking meds, and all kinds of stuff getting done that had been sitting for years. I am curious. How did you both started the process of being diagnosed? What was the trigger? Edit. Wow. Thank you all for all the detailed feedback. I really appreciate it. I am now convinced that I should get diagnosed. I'm not either of these guys, but I was diagnosed in adulthood. 2. I am a woman and have always performed well in school, so it always went under the radar or got chalked up to anxiety. I switched primary care providers at 28, and at our first meeting he asked about my mental health. I told him I was basically okay. But then I started rattling off all the things I was unable to do in life. House chores, keeping appointments, generally getting tasks done. Out of nowhere I started crying because these things made me feel so worthless. How could I even entertain being a parent if I couldn't focus long enough to fully complete a task? Or couldn't bring myself to even start cleaning my kitchen? This doc was the first one to realize I had ADHD that was causing my anxiety. Once I started getting treatment for my ADHD, my anxiety disappeared because its source was gone. Hey, serious question here. I struggle with this continuously. I've also been a high performer since always, and I can concentrate fine if I'm interested in what I'm doing. If not, ha 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 ha, yeah, there's no way. I've gotten straight A's and failed other classes because I just didn't make myself try. Same with appointments, paying bills on time, house chores, etc. All my life I've just called myself a frick up. That's what I do. That's what I am. I figured I have no self-discipline. Regardless of how I try to organize or change my patterns, any accomplishment has been an anomaly. Then recently I got on antidepressants because I thought that maybe that was the cause of my failure to live an adult life. So here's my question. Is any of this additional information relatable to you? Do you think ADHD is something worth getting checked out for? I've considered it in the past but kinda figured that my ability to get into super concentration mode when I like what I'm doing was a disqualifier. Thanks for any insight you can provide. I'm not the one you responded to, but I was diagnosed with ADHD my junior year of high school. Just a little background about ADHD. Previously, it was referred to as ADD and ADHD. Now, it is all ADHD with 3 subcategories: hyperactive, inattentive, and combination. It presents differently in males and females. Males having predominantly hyperactive and females having predominantly inattentive. What you described was to AT what I was. I wouldn't do big projects or I'd leave them until the last minute because I couldn't wrap my brain around all the steps it would take. I would try to be organized and a week later it all went to crap. And I always had good grades because I was naturally smart. Great ones in the classes I enjoyed and decent ones in the classes I didn't because I couldn't get myself to actually do the work. I would suggest talking to your primary care physician about this at the very least. Make a list of everything that is difficult for you to do. Things that distract you, what you do when you get distracted, what you do to help you focus when you get frustrated, if you have trouble regulating your emotions, etc. Look up the symptoms of ADHD, anxiety, OCD, depression, and maybe some other brain disorders online and start making a list of every single one that you feel on a regular basis. Or every time XYZ happens. Take those lists to your primary care provider and tell them that these are the things you are feeling. You're concerned it could be ADHD, but you're not sure and you want them to help you understand and fix this issue. Hope this was helpful and let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. I watched a TED Talk about a woman who had ADHD and it made me cry because I felt like she was talking about me. Then I went to a doctor to try and get meds and they referred me to the most expensive specialist around because they said I was drug seeking. Like, I just gave up again and it was so depressing. I manage, but it's so stressful and everything is always a mess. I am so sorry to hear that. That is genuinely heartbreaking. You deserve to have access to the tools you need to live a happy and fulfilling life without undue stress and hardship. I wish I could help you find a healthcare provider who sees that. Well, I wasn't expecting to start crying over Reddit today, but it's really emotional hearing your feelings validated. Maybe I'll keep trying. I have time now. Was literally laid off just last week and lost my health insurance, so it might take a bit. I hope you keep trying. I am so sorry you were laid off. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help you during this transition time in your life. Happy to send a food delivery or pay a bill if it can allow you to keep trying to solve this. Just let me know. I know it's cliche, but you are stronger than you know. You just need the right tools and support to live the life you deserve. And unfortunately ignorant people have prevented that from happening. Lots of hugs XX. I'm a doctor, so now I just shove them in my white coat instead. Same. I wear the man-fit lab coat even though I'm a woman because Evil Core decided women's fitted lab coats had to have smaller pockets. It's so you don't forget to buy your doctor purse. I'm recovering from addiction to meth and alcohol. 1 year clean, woohoo! Congrats! Exclamation mark. IWNDWYT. To be fair, I would not die without your titties, either. Lost in a sea of overwhelming guilt for my lost exam papers from 6 years ago. File them right into my backpack here. Director at a company of a highly regulated industry. An extra frick you to Megan Rice, my 8th grade science teacher, who said I wouldn't amount to anything. I am a web programmer. It's funny because my code tends to be very clean and well documented. My files are always very organized. 2. Digital organization is really easy for me, but as soon as paper is involved everything goes to hell. The army, still shoving things in my backpack, only now it's a camouflage backpack. A guy in my high school did this. He now has a PhD in astrophysics. Artist disorganized, but doing it full-time. Emergency and intensive care doctor. Still have a slightly chaotic core. Once ignored a chest infection in myself for so long, I ended up as a patient on my own ICU. Then had to have a little light thoracic surgery. I am now engaged to a man whose college nickname was Captain Sensible. He tells me when I am ill. He has no medical qualifications. Sensible bastard. On medication for ADHD, currently in college with my notes nice and organized. A copywriter, still doing this out of spite. Who's in prison now, Mr. Kennedy? You dinosaur. You have stories to tell. Sorry for the wait, lol. In high school I had a really crap teacher who would say that the people who shoved all their papers in their bags were the kind of people he'd read about in the paper. Druggies, criminals, people who made bad decisions. Anyways, I was the guy with the bag full of miscellaneous papers and he would consistently point me out to everyone in class, and how I'm destined for bad things. This thread just reminded me how much I hated him and his class. I have a decent job that lets me do what I'm passionate about and have yet to, knock on wood, go to prison, but heard through the grapevine he got arrested for tax fraud or something white collar. Not sure if he actually went to prison or anything, but I like to think that butthole did. 2 ex-college dropout and single parent. I guess you can say I never learned to put a protective cover on things before shoving places. I'm CEO of my own startup. Thanks for watching LWIAR 2. The best of all time r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out the original LWIAR channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.